News Channel 5 Network. This is SportsLine.
Good evening, Nashville. Welcome to SportsLine, our first and only show of the week. I'm Jon Burton with you for the next hour here on News Channel 5 Plus. Glad you are with us. Phone lines wide open, 615-737-7767. Anything you want to react to that's happened over the last, week or so in the world of sports, you are welcome to call in and talk about it. Of course, the Titans coming off a big win at Indianapolis on Sunday, heading to Washington this Sunday. You can watch it over on News Channel 5. Sunday kickoff at 12 noon as the Titans look to get to 3-2 on the season, get over the 500 mark after an 0-2 start, and get into the bye week at 3-2. You can look back on the Indianapolis win. You can look ahead to this Sunday's game against Washington. If you want to, Tennessee will be back in action, as will Vanderbilt. Both teams were on the bye last weekend. Tennessee travels to LSU on Saturday, and Vanderbilt is home to Ole Miss on Saturday as well. Your thoughts on the Vols or the Commodores are welcome as well. Hockey getting ready to start. Of course, Nashville Predators in Europe right now. They open the regular season. They'll play in Prague in the Czech Republic. 2 games against the San Jose Sharks. First game is Friday. Second game is Saturday. Both games start at 1 o'clock here local time in Nashville. So hockey getting ready to get going. Hard to believe it, but the month of October is so busy. The baseball playoffs are now set. The Atlanta Braves, they win their 5th straight National League East title. They catch the Mets. Consider this team was 10.5 games out of first place and below 500 on June 1st. The Mets were leading that division by 10.5 games, and the Braves were 3 games below 500. Everybody thought the race was over, but the Braves caught the Mets. They passed them. They swept them this past weekend. And last night with a win over the Miami Marlins, they clinched the NL East title. So they'll be the 2 seed in the National League playoffs behind the LA Dodgers. That is on the table as well. Coming up at 8:15, we're going to check in with Joe Rexrode, sports columnist from The Athletic here in Nashville, get his thoughts on, of course, the Titans and a number of different topics going on in the world of sports. And, of course, the home run chase for Aaron Judge is over. 62. He hit his 62nd last night against the Texas Rangers in Arlington. So he is now the sole owner of the American League record for most home runs in a season with 62. And, of course, that is a New York Yankees record as well. And a lot of people are saying that is the real single-season home run record because so much steroid talk surrounding Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds from the late 90s into the early 2000s. Of course, Bonds is recognized as having the record, 73 home runs he hit in 2001. My opinion, that is still the record. However, a lot of people feel like because Judge is considered to be a clean player, no PEDs, no suspicion of PEDs, that should be the real record. What are your thoughts? Give us a call, 615-737-7767. In the meantime, as we wait for your calls and we wait for Joe Rexrode to join us in about 15 minutes, a little bit less, let's hear from Mike Vrabel, the Titans head coach. He's got his team back to even, a 2-2 record after an 0-2 start, coming off the win last Sunday in Indianapolis, 24-17. Of course, his offense struggling in the second half, only 3 first downs, no points, but the defense did enough to keep the Colts at bay as they get the win, as we said, to move to 2-2. Here now is Mike Vrabel from earlier today at Titans practice.
Here every day.
We've started.
Mike, with some of the injuries at wide receiver, how helpful has it been that Robert Woods, with his experience and having him not only in that room, but having him on the field this season?
Well, I think he's helped us in a lot of ways. I think he's, taken advantage of his opportunities. He's certainly tried to, play multiple positions for us and some moving parts. And we've got other guys that are like that. I think Nick Westbrook can do that. I think Cody can play some multiple spots. So, we'll see kind of where things shake out this week.
Which challenge, I guess, Mike, facing the team is don't play a whole lot. First time played him since you've been head coach.
We had him here a few years ago. But obviously every year is different. Every week is different. Just try to get to know him, Jim, just in the personnel. Who they are, what their style is, and that's what practice is for. That's what the meetings are about, to make sure that we understand what their skill set is, what their play style is, and predominantly what coverage is in fronts, and conceptually what the scheme looks like.
What do you think of their front with 4 first-round picks? I don't know if Young is playing, but so at least 3 first-round picks there. What do you think of that?
I mean, Nick certainly figured it out a couple years ago with recruiting interior defensive linemen. They're fantastic. Payne and Allen, Sweat, length. Payne and Allen, they got a great instincts. They play great with their hands. They're pad level. They're not just 2 gappers. They can disrupt. They can change it up. Rarely out of position, rarely on the ground, and very disruptive. It would be a huge challenge for us.
We talked earlier in the week about Mario and DeMarcus and kind of sorting through who has a better week and how to distribute the snaps. I imagine they're kind of looking at the same role out of your game plan. Are you simply plugging guys into the same thing that you guys have drawn up earlier in the week and sorting out who's better suited to do this?
Well, I think we just try to work through everybody and see who's available, see where guys are going to play inside and base defense, or whether it's nickel, what the third down. Right now we're focused on first and second down defense and how we're going to match up, and making sure that those guys all understand, where it is that they're going to be playing and what they're going to be asked to do.
Do you tinker with the game plan as you go along if a certain guy's having a better week and his skill set is a bit different?
Well, I think that's always something that you could do. You would, hopefully like to figure that out earlier in the week so that you're not, I would say wasting reps. But, we get a lot of work in today and start the preparation and see what we think it looks like.
Coach,
what are some of the things that beyond? Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Does it help to have kind of what you've seen from Carson Wentz last season, facing him, and just the problems that he kind of having this year? Obviously been sacked 17 times, just taking advantage of that.
Right, and they have been sacked 17 times. They've also moved the ball down the field very effectively. He's done a great job on third down. So his play strength in the pocket has allowed them to move the football downfield at times, and they mix it up and they'll get it in McLaurin and Samuel's hands quickly and allow those guys to create, but then also have the ability to hold on to it and move the ball down the field.
Beyond the interception that he had Sunday, what are some of the things that you've seen out of T.R. Tart that's brought his game to another level? It seems like he's holding up really well at the point of attack to allow the linebackers to clean things up.
Yeah, I think it's just his comfort level, and the more that he plays and the more that he's with us and the things that we ask him to do and the techniques, and maybe the conditioning is improved, and I think he's got a little better idea of what they're doing offensively, maybe. And that's helped him as well as far as just his alignments and, maybe the blocking schemes that they're doing instead of just attacking and trying to be in the backfield. I think he has a much better understanding of how he can, effectively make a play.
Is he more athletic maybe than a lot of guys who are just in the middle as a run stopper?
I mean, I wouldn't base that off of one interception, but I think that he has power. He has play strength. I mean, he's one of the strongest players on our team. There's a burst there, and again, I think that his comfort level is increasing.
What do you get in bringing back Shaheem Carter, and is he a guy could potentially factor in this weekend?
Everybody, again, that's here could factor. We've been through this, and so, but Shai is a guy that, I think, one, he's a great teammate. I think he plays multiple positions. He knows what to do. He helps us on special teams, and we'll kind of see where he fits in. We've had him here in the past.
What about Sam Oku Ainonu? What do you like about that skill set and what's helped you?
Sam-O. Well, I mean, he's earned the right to be on the 53 by the way that he's practiced and the way that he's improved and developed. We'll continue to try to see where he can help us and fit in. But he comes to work every day with an attitude to prepare like he's going to be playing in the game. That hasn't happened yet, and we're hopeful that there'll be a role for him here by the end of the week.
What kind of skill set does he have? Anything in particular?
Well, I mean, he's not the longest player, but he's got really good power, good quickness. And I think that he's continuing to learn the game and understand, blocking schemes and how to take on different things.
I know you mentioned Monty would practice this week. I mean, what do you hope to see from him maybe as you
that's some of Mike Vrabel at today's Titans practice as the Titans get ready to take on the Washington Commanders, which will take some getting used to saying this Sunday. And as the team gets ready to take on the Washington Commanders, try to get a win before the bye week. All right, Joe Rexrode from The Athletic here in Nashville is coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, let's hit the phones. Let's see what people have to say out there. James joins us. Good evening, James.
Yeah, I got a good question. Why do the Titans play so good in the first half, and then it seemed like they just die in the second half? They're going to have to play the second half like they do the first half, or they're just going to get moved completely off the field. I'll hang up and let you answer that.
Well, I wish I had an answer for you, James, and I can honestly tell you Mike Vrabel and Todd Downing wish they had an answer as well. You're right. We've seen this in really 3 of the 4 games. You don't count the Buffalo game because that was pretty much a blowout, and they were never really in contention to win that game. I know they went down and tied the game after Buffalo scored on its first possession, but they were never really in it, so you throw that one out. But the Giants game, the Raiders game, and the Colts game, same thing. Offense comes out. They score in their first possession. They look great in the first half. Second half, they can't get anything going. Last week against the Colts, 0 points in the second half and only 3 first downs gained. And they had to hold on for dear life, much like the Raiders game. And, of course, the Giants game came back to bite them as the Giants were able to score and take the lead late. They missed the field goal. It's concerning. If you're a Titans fan, what's going on in the second half of these games, especially offensively. And no one seems to have an answer or one that they'd like to reveal publicly. So it's something they need to work on, quite frankly. I wish I had a better answer for you because I don't have an answer. And, we've asked ad nauseum over at Titans practice to the coaching staff, the players, what is going on in the second half? Why can't you replicate and duplicate what you did in the first half and bring it to the second half? No answers, but I can tell you this, the next 3 games certainly winnable for the Titans starting Saturday against Washington, and you have the Colts coming in and the Texans. But after that, competition heats up a lot. You're going to be playing better teams and better quarterbacks. And if you're not able to sustain offense in that second half, it could get pretty dicey for the Tennessee Titans. So, James, thanks for the call. The answer is I don't know, and I don't think the Titans know right now, quite frankly. They're not saying it publicly, but I don't think they know. So, hope that helps. Probably didn't. All right, phone lines will remain open, 615-737-7767. But when we come back, we're going to check in with a friend of show, Joe Rexrode, sports columnist from The Athletic here in Nashville. Get his thoughts on the Titans, some college football, hockey, a lot to talk with Joe about. We'll get to that right after this. This is